y'all? Happy 2023. I don't even think I did a YouTube video yet, so this would be the first one for the year. We up, baby. I'm super excited to make this video. I've been saying I'm gonna make this video, and I'm literally just not doing it. I've been wanting to do this for at least the last month or so, but we here. And it's about to get made today. But yeah, 2023. Oh my gosh. Life is crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. My YouTube channel is really just, I consider myself a serial entrepreneur. So I have different brands, different businesses that I do or have own. And I really want to, it's my channel for the bosses, the boss women, the entrepreneurs, manifest that shit. Self-love, self-care, traveling, blogs, date nights. We get into all of it here on this channel. But today specifically, the video is going to be about for my candle makers, and really, even if you're not a candle maker, any business you have and you want to be a vendor at an event, this is actually perfect for you too. So we gonna get into it. So today we're gonna talk about some tips on your first vendor experience. And the crazy thing is, I just did my first vendor experience. I have had my candle company, Hippie Mermaids, which I will put in the details below. I've had Hippie Mermaids for technically about 2.5 years, but it's actually been, I would say, like a legit on paper business for a year. And I just had my first vendor experience, and it went really good. I was so nervous, y'all. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, what do I do? What should I get? I gotta do a table, you know what I mean? And so I just have so many things that, like, I'm gonna share with y'all to help you. So I just have so many things that I want to share with you that's gonna make your first experience really well. Fix that. Okay. So I am in this Facebook group, and this Facebook group has been amazing. I am gonna put the name of that Facebook group here in the video, and let me actually pull it up, y'all. It's like 90K members of candle makers, but everyone is so helpful. Like, they're giving you so many tips. They're helping you out. Everyone's giving advice, whether it's about your label, whether it's about your candle. If your candle's not burning correctly and you post the video, they're going to help you figure out what's the issue. You know what I mean? If your FO is off, your fragrance though is off, they're going to help you, give you some advice. You know what I mean? They're going to help you with your display table. It's for beginners, but it's really for everyone. There's beginners in there. There's everyone who's been doing candles for years. There's people who own candle shops. There's people who literally want to be candle makers, but they haven't done the steps yet. So I'm going to share this Facebook group with y'all because honestly and truthfully, it's been like a heaven sent help for me. It's called Candle Makers Resource Group. Again, that's Candle Makers Resource Group. I'll put that in the details too, so you can have it. But yeah, that group's been super helpful. So I went into this group on January 2nd, was like, hey, I have my first vendor experience. I am nervous and I need some advice, you know? And so they had, I think, had over 100 comments of just like different tips and tricks and things to do that would help me in my process of being a vendor. And so I realized, like, and I was also looking on YouTube, like, why is there not a video for this? Like, that just tells me all of this. So I'm gonna make the video because I'm hoping I can help you with your first vendor experience. And again, if you're not a candle maker, that is okay. Stay watching this video. If you own your business, you have any product that you're selling and you want to do vendors opportunities, or you're currently doing vendor opportunities, maybe this can help you too in an aspect to something that you could do to add on to what you're already doing. So again, I'm going to share a few of those tips with you that's going to help you out. And I really genuinely and truly believe that all of the things that I'm sharing with you today are things that helped me tremendously. It helped me with my very first vendor experience. It helped me with organization. It helped me with just the whole nine, A to Z. So let's get into it. All right, so, and again, there's no order for all of these on highest to least, you know what I mean? I'm just literally sharing with you some amazing tips and tricks that work for me. So the first thing is use risers. Definitely use risers. It's so awkward when people walk to your table and everything's flat and they're like looking down or they're looking, you know what I mean? So using risers and having the different layers and elevation for people to actually look, they're like, okay, you know what I mean? It brings so much more to your table. It's also bringing people in because they're interested in what's going on here. Like, what do they have at the table? I actually found some amazing clear risers on Amazon, and I'm going to drop them in the details underneath this video. I want to say I spent $13 or $14, and I got 2 sets, so I spent that, and I was able to literally do, 2, 4, 6, 3. So I did 6 candles on one riser, and then the other one was like 8 candles on that risers. But again, it really helped bring so much different layers and elements to my table. So definitely use risers. Someone also recommended wet wipes, and I'm like, why would I need wet wipes? But I brung it, and I realized there's so many people touching your candles. Again, if you're not a candle maker, there's so many people touching your products that for me, I wanted to wipe it down after every other person, or, you know, every so often, just for the germs, you know, like everyone's touching it. People are drinking. Some people are eating at events. They're not washing their hands. So I would definitely say bring wet wipes and or sanitizer. Definitely helpful again. QR codes. QR codes helped me so much, y'all. So I had a QR code that said scan to pay, and it had like the Venmo, the PayPal, all the payment options that I have, and you can literally just put your, open your camera on that QR code, and it took you exactly to my storefront to purchase. So QR codes are extremely helpful. It saves so much time as well. So definitely get you some QR codes. And there are some pretty cool free QR websites you can use to make your own. And then I really like using Canva right now. You can make your own QR code, you guys, save it to your computer, and then upload those QR codes on a very cool document on Canva that says scan to pay, and it has colors and it's decorated. Don't make it boring and just put it on Word, but definitely have some QR codes, that people can do. Price list will be the next one. So someone recommended having a variety of pricing on your price list, right? And so I'm like, but my price is my price, which is true. Your price is your price, and I want you to keep your price. But, they mentioned there may be somebody that can't get that $20 candle, but they want to get the $10 bracelet, or they want to get the $5 whatever, or whatever the case may be, right? And so I took that into consideration, not thinking that I was like, I'm just going to do that just in case. And I'm really happy I did, because I had candles for $25. I had candles also for $20, but then I also had products for $12, $10, $5. It was a variety of different things. I had crystals, I had sage, I had chakra bracelets on top of my candles. And there were some people that spent so much money with other vendors, or just, couldn't spend that amount of money. They weren't able to buy the $25 candle, but they bought the $20 candle. Or they didn't buy a candle, but they bought a chakra set or some crystals and sage. You know what I mean? So definitely have a very diverse price list, and that will really help you. Again, I didn't think that would be helpful for me, but it was. So definitely have you a price list that's diverse. But again, at the same time, stick to your price, because your price is your price. Hello, somebody. Keep your price. Don't lower your price. And before I move on, let me say this. Don't lower your price because you feel like you have to because of the crowd or whatever the case may be. Nah, stand your ground. Your price is your price, and your product should smell. If you're a candle maker, it's gonna smell like it's worth it, you know, or whatever other product you offer. Like it's gonna sell itself at that table. So keep your price. Speaking of price, someone told me about like having a day of promotion or a special or something, and honestly, it really did work, and I had a good amount of people buy some candles from that. So like I would have candles $20, right? But I'd be like, hey, you buy 2, you get 1 free. That's just for this event, period. And people loved it. You know what I mean? So I mean, instead of spending what, 20, 40, 60 bucks, you're spending $40 for $60 worth of product, and you're getting 3 candles instead of 2. So again, for those that don't sell candles, same thing applies. Like if you have some type of special for the day or for the event that kind of captures them, and you're actually telling everyone about that special, like, hey, da 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 da, you know, it's $60 to get 3, but today is $40 to get, to get 3 candles, and you pick which one you want for free, or whatever the case may be. You don't have to do a buy 2 get 1 free. I've seen people do like a buy 2 get 1 50% off. I've seen someone do a buy 1 get 1 50% off. I've seen someone even do a buy 1 get 1 free. I ain't doing that, but hey, if it works for you, it works for you. So, definitely, I would also recommend taking pictures of your setup. I thought that was really, really good because like it allowed me to see my work even after the event, right? And work on it. Like have that picture so you can improve your setup, because you should always be working on improving. Also, when it comes to the setup, I am always a person that grew up having anxiety. So in order for me to battle and face my anxiety, I have to be overly prepared. My girlfriend will tell you, my family will tell you, my coworkers, my friend, everyone will tell you, I'm a very precise person. I am on it. There's a saying, stay ready so you don't got to get ready, honey. That's me, okay? So with that being said, like I was practicing my table setup at home. Like I would literally do the whole thing just like we're at a vendor event. And I did that multiple times until I decided this is it. And I took a picture of that practice setup, pulled that picture up when it was time to set up at the event, so that I knew exactly how I wanted to set up that table. You know what I mean? So I really highly suggest that, because I can't say enough like how many times or how many people I've seen where they go to the event to set up, you only got 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, and you're spending the whole time trying to figure out how you want to do your table. Like, no, for instance, like that event that I did, my table was done. My table was set up in like 20 minutes, at 20 minutes tops, 20, 25. And they gave us an hour. The rest of the time, I was just making sure my QR codes were still working fine. I was making sure my PayPal account on my iPad was working just in case I need to take a card. You know what I mean? I was being able to take video. I took literally all this time to make content. And I look over and there's other people that are literally trying to figure out their table. Like, oh, this is here. Oh, let me take this off. Like, stay organized the day before or days before. And then also someone shared this tip with me to put your product in your car the night before. I was a little iffy about that because I was like, I don't know if I'm comfortable. Like I made over 60 plus candles and you want me to put them in a car? What if somebody breaks in? You know what I mean? So I'm not going to lie, I was mad skeptical about that part. But also I know that I live in a pretty safe area. So, period. So I did do that though. I made sure everything was boxed and organized together. And you put that in the car literally the night before. Now, I would probably recommend this if you have a morning vendor event, so you're not trying to get ready in the morning and make sure you eat and get yourself together and then trying to make sure everything's in the car. Put everything in the car the night before. Again, I do recommend it. And that way, that next morning is a breeze. You can wake up, listen to your manifestation videos. You can listen to your music. You can take your time getting ready, doing your makeup, doing your hair, deciding what you want to wear, make you some breakfast, and then you can still take your time, get into the event to be there on time to set up. You know what I mean? So they always say work smarter, not harder, and I really think that makes a really big difference. What do we say? Hand sanitizers, chargers. So the next one's going to be chargers. You are using so many electronics and stuff during the time of a vending event. And most of the time, a vending event is usually like anywhere from 2 to 4 hours or more. But the average is 2 to 4 hours that you're going to be at your table, standing up, sitting down, engaging, trying to sell. And the whole time, you got your iPads or whatever other devices you're using. For me, I had my phone and I had my iPad. Even though I had my QR codes, again, I have my iPad for people that maybe didn't want to use a QR code. That way I can actually get your card information, put it on my iPad, and take that payment from my business PayPal account. And I know it could have been easier to use a Square, but I don't know. I'm getting there, okay? But yeah, charger. Make sure you have a charger, y'all. Like, make sure you have a charger, because my phone was dying quick. My iPad was dying quick. And you're not really usually paying attention to the charger piece because you're so busy. Like, you're engaging with people. You are networking. You are selling your products. You know what I mean? You are telling people about your product, because these people don't know you from Adam and Eve. So you have to sell it. So with that being said, you're not paying attention to your phone's on 5%, or your iPad that is your source of payment is on 15% and about to die. So always bring chargers. The next thing I would say is smiling. Definitely smile. Smile, have fun, engage. For my candle makers, invite people over to the table to smell. Let me show you what I did. I had my candles, right? I have my candles. I also had these candles, and they're open, so you can like see the inside of them and so forth. But this smells so good. This is what I did. Now, someone had the recommendation of bringing a candle warmer and having like some of the warmers melting, your candle melting, so people can come over. I didn't do that just because I haven't done that before, but I do want to use that for a future event. I did, at first I was burning one of my candles. I was burning my melanin candle. My melanin candle is a gold candle. I don't know if you guys can too much see it, but my melanin candle smells so good. My melanin candle is brown sugar. It's brown sugar and creme brulee. So it's a very inviting, sweet, but not overpowering smell. And most importantly, this candle, even though it looks like a regular candle, it's gold. It is extremely pigmented gold and shimmery and glitter, and you see that moving around when your candle is burning. I had this burning at first for like the first half of the event, and with my candle specifically, it can also be used as like body oil. So I was able to put it on my skin. I was dipping my finger in there, y'all. I was showing them like, hey, look at this. Do you want to try it out? And it was really intriguing to like see the excitement on everyone's face. But the other thing that I did, which I'm happy I did it, is I made these bubble candles. This bubble candle in particular is lemon pound cake. My lemon pound cake mix that I make. It smells so good. It literally tastes, it smells so good you feel like you're tasting a lemon pound cake. Anyways, link below to shop, bitch. Link below to shop. But anyways, I had these at my table at the front. I had 3 of them, and they're cute. I had a little bowl, so it's inviting. They're looking at them. You probably don't know what these are, right? And so I had this there, and this has so much FO. and such a major thrill to it that as you're walking by, you're smelling this. So I put this on my table so that people can smell this, because where my table was right next to the bar. So everybody had to pass by my table. So put this on the table. It was inviting, and it allowed people to smell. And as I came over, I'm inviting them, like, hey, come smell all these candles, y'all. Like, which one do you want to smell? I would ask people, what's your go-to scent? Like, what do you like? They told me what they like, and I would show them what was in their genre, what they like. But I also switched it up by like saying, hey, I know you like this, but let me just have you smell this. It's a little different from what you like, but you may like it. And surprisingly, a lot of people did. A lot of guys were just like, I don't do that floral stuff. I want da da da. So I sold them like my mahogany teakwood candle. But then I'd be like, hey, but wait, since I got this buy two get one free, why don't you smell this vanilla cashmere? Why don't you smell this manifest candle? Why don't you smell this pumpkin spice candle? And they're like, you know what? I didn't think I would like this, and I like this. So again, just invite people to smell. Be yourself. Be happy. Be fun. Because when people come over and they're walking around to these events, like they see the table and then they see you. And if you are an inviting person, you're like, hey, come over. How you doing? Everybody pass by. I'm like, hey, what's up? Let's smell some candles. Like, what's popping? You know what I mean? Like, if you're that inviting person, they're going to want to come to your table. So that would be another thing. Also, a sign or a banner with your logo or business name on it. I'm going to admit, on my first experience, I didn't have the signage that I wanted yet, but I will. I'm getting it now. About to get it, at least. But the signage is something so they know who you are. Like, okay, that's Hippie Mermaids. Okay, that's blah, 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 blah. Right? And there's so many ways you can do it. They have the signage that actually sits on your table. It hangs from the table, but it looks like a banner. They have the stand-up signages, they're however you want to do it. It was my first experience as a vendor. So what I did was I had my QR code at the table, another QR code that takes you to our social media so you can follow our social media. And I made sure everyone did that came over to the table. Obviously to grow my business, but still, like, if you like a candle, I want you to hit me back on social media and ask and hit that link and buy some more. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then one thing that I do also highly recommend that I did not do, and I really regret not doing it, and just because I have so much going on, is having either a card, a business card, something in your bags. And it's probably a good idea to already have them in the bags. So you're not having to, put them in there and the products, but having your bags ready with a business card so that all you're doing is grabbing a bag, putting the product in the bag, and handing it to your customer. I regret not doing that, because now if my customers love my candle or my products, well, obviously most of them have my QR code, but if they didn't have my QR code, how would they get back with me? How would they know where to find me to go buy some more candles, right? You're doing these to get returning customers, right? So again, I regret not doing it, but I definitely suggest having some type of business card or something in your shopping bags. And yes, most people are going to throw them away. They're just going to take the product out, the candle out, throw the bag and everything away, but most people will keep it or whatnot, because I can't tell you how many times I threw something away and I'm like, oh, this smells good. And I'm going to admit it, I went in that trash can and I found that bag and I found that card, okay? And I followed them on social media and I reordered. So definitely have that. But again, those are going to be like my top tips. And again, it's so crazy, y'all, because I got all these tips from that Facebook page from these amazing men and women who shared these with me from their experiences. And it really helped me have a very seamless first-time vendor experience. So just have fun. It's really about the experience. It's really about growing your brand, putting your brand out there, and so forth. One last thing before I end this video. Definitely should put this at the top of the list. One last thing is do research on your vendor or your host. My bad. Do research on your host. There are so many people who have events and they will charge you $100, $200, $300. I've seen stuff that's been like $2,000 a vendor table, and then you got to bring your own table and chairs. No, ma'am. But anyways, let me reel it back in. Do your research, because there are people who will, let's just say the vendor table is $150, and they tell you, hey, it comes with tables and chairs. You just bring your own tablecloth, whatever. Cool. But when I say by do your research, is they'll do that, and they're making money by just charging businesses to be a vendor because they know these businesses want to get out there. But there are people who will do that and the event will be a flop, and they'll know it'll be a flop because the tickets are not selling, but they're still going to charge you for your vendor fee. What else is it? They'll false advertise. Like, for instance, you'll see a flyer, and the flyer has this mixed crowd, and it's all these young people, and they're telling you it's this event and it's that, and you get there and it's a whole 360, y'all. Like, use your imagination. I'm trying to be nice here. But it happens, and just be really careful. And also, you don't want to get scammed. Like, at the end of the day, like, your money is really important. Your time is important. And we put so much money into being a vendor for an event. Like, I cannot tell you how much money I even spent on my first event, knowing a lot of it was totally worth it because I'm going to reuse a lot of like the stuff I bought, like the risers and, stuff like that. But still, like, we spend so much money to prepare for this. The last thing you want to do is to be at an event, sitting at a table. A, there's nobody there. Two, you're a lingerie, sexy sex toy business, and they got you at a Christian event. You are a hair vendor, and they got you at a guy's cigar lounge. You know what I mean? Like, do your research, not just on the host, but on the event itself. And if you can, check out one of those events that the hosts are actually having. Like, check them out before you be like, okay, cool, let me do this, right? So that's going to be the last tip I have for y'all. I really hope all this goes well. Again, we had use your risers, wet wipes, and hand sanitizers are really helpful. QR codes, a really diverse price list to have options, some type of promotion for that day to help get your sales going. Smile, have fun, engage with each other. Take your pictures of your setup before it gets all crazy. Bring a charger because your devices will die, honey. Having a sign or banner, something with your logo on it so people know who you are. Having fun and doing your research. So I really hope this helped you guys, and your next event is going to be amazing. Make sure you follow us. All information below. Make sure you like and subscribe so I can keep posting these videos. Like, what you mean? We all get us into money in 2023, okay? And again, like, I appreciate y'all watching. All my candle makers, we got this. And if you're not a candle maker, again, it's okay. Like, if you are a business and you own some type of product, this goes to you too. 2023 is the year, and we are manifesting that shit, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.